Let me whisper in your ear. Baby, let's get right. All the way to select you're tuning into the Black Papaya Radio and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Catchy. Master Station. What time's of day? Let me whisper in your ear, baby, let's get right.
To Malelo. Yes, karibuni sana to another episode of the African Diary Show. I'm hoping that you are enjoying your Thursday so far. Tonight, I want to kiss you and deeper. Let's make it la 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 la. I want to hold you tighter and sweeter. Let's make love tonight. I want to kiss you and deeper. Let's make love. Let's make love.
Sauti Sol, the jam is a Nishike Ama Touch Me. Yes, karibuni sana once again. This is the African Diary Show. My name is Katie. In case you're joining us for the first time, kindly consider following us. In case you are with me on YouTube, karibu sana as well, and consider subscribing to our channel on today's episode. But anyway, karibuni sana once again. I'm hoping that your Thursday is going on. It is a very good afternoon, 12 minutes past 2 p.m. right here in Nairobi. You can talk to me and do let me know what is the time from wherever you are listening to me from. Karibuni sana once again, and on today's episode we shall be discussing different matters, of course, like we do right here. And of course, this is all about the African people, the African countries, or the African continent at large. And our main focus of the day today still going to Kenya. There's a lot to talk about that is happening in Kenya, and this is about Kenya's export of jet fuel to Saudi Arabia and Tanzania. And it's crazy that we are buying kerosene at an expensive price right here in the country. Little do we know that the government yes, the government has been exporting our fuel, or jet fuel. It's like kerosene. They have been exporting it to Saudi Arabia. But anyway, those are some of the matters we shall be getting to discuss on today's episode. And after that, we shall be going to Burkina Faso. And in Burkina Faso, there is an army strike that has killed dozens of the civilians. So we shall be getting to see that and why this has happened. Later on, we shall be getting to South Africa. You remember last month we reported an incident of a fire in a building that left 77 people dead. And right now we have had suspects arrested. And it's just crazy why somebody would just think of causing a fire where we have a lot of people. It's just like the way we have a mall right here in Kenya, and somebody just wake up and think that they are going to cause fire, to cause a death. This is just crazy, but we shall be getting to see what was the motive of these people causing fire, and what are they saying about now being the suspects of the building, or the causing fire in the building. But later on, we shall be talking about why Kenya's no visa policy is drawing a pushback, because of course it is. We've seen so many foreigners coming to complain about this, and they're saying that now we are not able to travel to the country because of the requirements. They say that the country is going to be visa free, but how is this happening? Somebody yesterday asked me to handle or tackle the issue of free visa entry right here in Kenya. And I actually talked about this, but I wish they could come back again today so that we can get to talk about this together, because I believe they are interested in this conversation so bad. But anyway, in case they get to join us, I hope they are going to enjoy the conversation, and you guys as well. And also, moving on to other different matters, we shall be tackling Ghana. In Ghana, there are 6 people who have been sentenced to death, including soldiers. And why these people are caught, or there has been an investigation, and these people have been found guilty of plotting a coup that was that happened, or that was plotted in 2021. But anyway, we shall apprehended in 2021. These people were apprehended in 2021. This coup was not plotted in 2021. But anyway, I shall be getting to take you through that. And in Mali, by the way, this is so sad coming from Mali. We have lost 70 people in a collapse, in a mine collapse. And, most of these things we talk about, they are caused by negligence. These people are in a mine that's most of the time you'll find that these mines are illegal mine sites, but they are always there. But you know why these people are always in these illegal mine sites? Poverty again. But anyway, those are some of the conversations we shall be having on today's episode. And in case you have anything else to add on that, you can let me know. And also, in case you have a request for me to talk about something that you'd love to hear, you can just request and tell me. If I have information, I'll get to share with you guys. But anyway, karibuni sana. We started off our show with an amazing jam. That was Sauti Sol, and the jam was Nishike. I hope you did get to jam onto it, but we are hopping back to one more jam. Let me see which one this is as we get to continue with our show for today. This is Tyler Mill, let me see. This is, yes, Gangsta Party, Tyler Mill. I hope you get to jump onto it. Remember to come back with your quote of the day in case you have a quote of the day. But in case you don't have, you can share some wise words with a brother, with a sister somewhere, and also or you make me feel motivated at the end of the day. This is Gangsta Party. Jump to it. Remember to come back with your quote of the day.
Yeah. You know what it is. It's a gangster. Yeah. Are you ready for this? Yes, sir. Come on, you know. Shit. Zitake stress labda dishi na mapenzi tu moshi mingi macho zinakuwa chingu nishaje pin pako mbili tu za kundi kwa I see through the lines ukitaka toza vitu wrong long kwenye zone I'm not kidding the game on hapa haya echelon is the slim black king on the throne I'm back kinging low dry baby hakuna cha mixer painting I could be your fixer nice to meet your sister middle mister na vile waro
to J Dad. Shout out to Victor. Shout out to Jan. I'm sorry. My quote of the day says, people are going to talk about you no matter what you do. So you must as well do whatever brings you joy and live your best life. Yes, mine is just to remind you to live the best life. Make sure you're happy. And remember, you're the cause of your own happiness, or you're responsible of your own happiness. So in case you're there and you're feeling sad today, you're the reason of your sadness. You can just decide to be happy once again.
Leo ni kuspill drinks ni konyagi ama heni niandika mebebea jirani majameni tabia mbaya wa kuchanga na wageni na usibebe mafala huwa hawana mafeni drop it imekuwa tam don't stop it kikukataa back up don't force it I'm on it girl slow wine robotic we high in the sky tuko fly kama cockpit come to stick kama tattoo tutamekwish tukikiss kwa matatu tuwe na kikawa tatu before that day nitaspik kama tatu tick tack baby girl ni tiktoker wewe ni tiktoker coming through wewe ni tiktoker
Listening to the Black Fire Radio, and you're listening to the Direct Show with Kathy.
Yes, that is Tyler Mill. The jam is Gangsta Party. I hope you did get to jump onto it as we're getting started with our conversation of the day. And you guys, if you've been keen enough, my last three shows, or the last three shows I've done, we've been talking about Kenya, and we've been talking about loans, the IMF, and the in-debt country, Kenya. And the last time I checked, we said that Kenya is broke. And you know, the reason I'm even now confirming that Kenya is broke as a nation is that now we have had the Kenya debt chief has quit his job after Eurobond fallout. Remember, Eurobond was It's like a debt that was taken by President Uhuru Kenyatta, and right now we have to pay it as a country. And also I reported this the day before yesterday, where we are meeting the end of a debt that we are supposed to be paying the IMF, or we are supposed to be paying back to the IMF, and we have not generated the money to pay it back. So right now there's a lot of brokenness in our country, or bankruptcy in our country, and it's just crazy that now it is leading to a point that now the chief of our the Kenya debt chief is quitting his job because he's not able to continue with this job with all the debt and also with all the pressure, because the pressure, we are getting to a point that we shall be pressurized to pay this money or to pay this debt. But what do you think will happen after now he has quit his job? I don't know what is going to happen, but I don't know. I actually don't know what is going to happen, but we're waiting to see what will happen. Or will the government appoint new now debt chief or loan chief? He's the debt chief. Will the government appoint a new debt chief, or who elects the debt chief? I'd love to know if you guys know who elects the debt chief. But at the end of the day, I actually didn't know we have a debt chief, but he has quit his job. But Kenya's government is parting ways with its director general in charge of debt management at the National Treasury, Aaron Sirima, amid escalating debt sustainability concerns have forced the exchequer to retreat on a plan to buy $300 million of the $2 billion Eurobond that matures in June this year. And the former Central Bank of Kenya deputy governor, who has been at the helm of the debt management unit since 2018, this was in June 2018, confirmed his exit without divulging details surrounding his departure. So it is just crazy with the escalating debt. He's just quitting like that. But what comes into your mind when you see something like this happening into your country? I first think that they are falling out with the government because of the so many borrowings the government is doing, and now being the advisor or being the director of management and also the debt advisor. Maybe it's all the government. You should stop taking this much. You should stop borrowing this much. But maybe the government would not listen, and this is what maybe has led to the fallout. But at the end of the day, do you think that now the debt we are incurring as a country is manageable at this rate, where we are even seeing the debt chief is leaving his job or quitting his job just because there's a very big debt? Do you think that the debt we have as a country is manageable? I'd love to get an answer from you guys. A shout out to DJ Radok. Shout out to you, DJ, and also Janam Services. Karibu Sana. So do you think the debt we are incurring as a country is manageable at this rate or at this point? Because I feel like maybe Kenya is very much indebted, and the fact that I told you that Kenya is one of the biggest countries with a big loan or with a huge loan, it might be one of the most indebted African countries. Might be, because in East Africa it's actually leading. So what do you think about this, to a point that we are seeing the chief of debt is he's called, let me get his name right again, because okay, a debt chief. The debt chief is quitting his job. Do you think that now this is manageable? Do you think that it's manageable, or this is because of the Eurobond fallout? Do you think that this is actually the debt in the country is manageable? You can talk to me. Remember, we have an active WhatsApp number 0705 428 388. 0705 428 is our WhatsApp number 388. Talk to me. Do let me know what you think about that. Do let me know if you think that the Kenya's debt is manageable at this point. point. But as we get to continue to other different matters, Anthony Blinken is in Angola. Yes, Anthony Blinken is in Angola, and we saw he has been visiting Africa, and he was in Nigeria the last time we checked, but right now he is in Angola. And the U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken landed in the Angola capital, Luanda, on Wednesday evening as he continued his tour of African nations. Blinken has arrived in Angola, and Luanda has seen relations with Washington warm following a period of estrangement during the Cold War era. And the United States established diplomatic relations with Angola in 1993, and the two countries have since worked together to address conflict in Democratic Republic of Congo. And the last time we checked, we also saw we saw him talking about different matters in Nigeria. He talked about security in Nigeria and why he said that they are going to offer security in Nigeria. And most of the things are coming from these people or coming from him is about helping. The notion is about helping African nations, and it puts whatever notion he's coming to Africa is like we are going to help you poor nations. We are going to. You actually need us. You need our support for you to strengthen your security. You actually need us for you to trade. You actually need us for even markets. While we know very well we actually have markets right here in Africa. So the notion that they are pushing, or he is pushing, and the agenda he is here in Africa is to continue making sure that Africans understand that we need them as the European countries. And this is very bad because also he's coming to check on the puppets if they are doing what they are supposed to do. And in case there's one that is slagging or lagging on the job, maybe they are punished in whatever way. But at the end of the day, do you think that it's right even to get security or to be helped by these people to maintain security in our countries? Of course, it's not. But shout out to Brand Trevor, Karibu Sana, and thank you very much for joining us. Shout out to Polly Kappa, Karibu Sana as well, and thank you very much. Shout out to Shanice Janie, thank you very much for joining me, and to all those who are just joining us on today's episode. But the United States, okay, I read that Blinken told officials during his visit to Nigeria that the U.S. will continue supporting Nigeria and other regional partners in their efforts to help stabilize the region. Tell me why Nigeria is not stable, because at the end of the day, they keep on talking about stabilizing African nations. They keep on talking about helping African nations to a point that the nations are stable. But we've never seen Africa stable. Why is this? Because they are not bringing any stability. They are actually bringing instability to our country. So it doesn't make sense with what they come to bring to us and tell us, we are going to help you with this. We are going to do this for you. But at the end of the day, they don't mean it. They actually mean the opposite. Shout out to Love Story, Jean. You're saying, you missed me. I missed you too. Thank you very much for joining me in Karibu Sana. So we're talking about Anthony Blinken and his visit in Africa. But at the end of the day, do you think that he's actually meaning to help Africa? I know the answer, but my people on TikTok, do you think that this person is here to help Africa? Thank you very much for the gift. Thank you. And do you think that he means everything he says to African people? Of course he doesn't. Of course he's not here to help you. Of course he's not here to stabilize your nation. And if he was here to bring stability, Africa would not be this chaotic. Actually, he's bringing the instability. He is the one coming with the instability. So don't be fooled that these people are bringing stability to your nations. But shout out to Sheriff Karibu Sana, and thank you very much for joining me. And also, okay, I lost that. And also, his comments comes as a number of crises and recent coups threaten the continent's stability. Why do they have to talk about now the coups all the time? Why do they have to associate the coups with the instability in the country? Nigeria has not had any coup. Nigeria has not had any coup. Have you seen any coup in Angola? No. No, there was not any coup in Angola. There has not been any coup in Kenya. So stop saying that the instability is being caused by the coups, by the high number of coups we've had in Africa. Actually, in most parts of the continent, we've not had the coups. So stop blaming the instability on the coups. But Lawson Origin is saying, no, they are after their own interest. In fact, he can't wait to divide our country. Very true. Very, very true. And this is the reason he's here. He's after his own interest, after his own goals, or he has his own goals right here in Africa. He's coming to guard their interests right here in Africa. He's not coming to bring any stability to any African nations. But anyway, my people, keep on talking to me. Do let me know what you think about it, and also do let me know what are your thoughts regarding the same conversation. And the tour is being held as part of the U.S. President's Joe Biden's attempt to tout America as the continent's key economic and security ally at times of regional and international crisis. It has focused on trade, security, and the promotion of democracy. This is just crazy because we actually know that in Africa we don't exercise democracy in any way. So this is just by a story. It's just a by the way story, and a very, very big lie to the people of Africa. But anyway, talk to me. Let me know. What do you think about these people? Are they coming to Africa to bring stability? Do you think that they are here for the interests of African people, or to help African people, or they are just here for themselves? Shout out to Jerry. Shout out to W1T4. Shout out to you and to all those who are with me in the building. But as we get to move on, in Burkina Faso, there has been an airstrike that has left dozens of civilians dead, and the army's fight against rebels has been criticized as heavy-handed, with the HRW report being the latest instance of that criticism. And the international watchdog Human Rights Watch on Thursday accused the Burkina Faso army of killing at least 60 civilians in drone strikes, which the government said targeted armed groups. Until when are we going to lose our people to these militaries? And they claim that this was an accident. The last time I was talking about an airstrike, this was in Nigeria, where the airstrike was targeted to a group of terrorists, but it ended up to a group of worshippers in a church. It left so many people dead, and the government or the military comes to you and says that we are sorry, this was an accident. Until when? The last time also we talked about an airstrike. We had one in Ethiopia. We had one in Sudan. When are you going to fight with airstrikes and continue killing your people, and then you come to us and say it was an accident? So we're supposed to believe it was an accident while we have lost 70 people, while we have lost 1,000 people? This is just crazy. I don't remember when African people started fighting with airstrikes. You cannot fight with the airstrikes while we have your people. It's just crazy. The deaths occurred in 3 military drone strikes since August, 2 at crowded markets and another at a funeral. Imagine, this is just crazy. You cannot throw an airstrike and say that you are targeting terrorists while you know very well this is a funeral. So you want to assume that everyone in the, or you want to assume that the airstrike has eyes, that it will only attack the terrorists, leave the mourners. This is just crazy. It is so crazy and so insane. And this is, this is ignorance. And also, these militaries should be held against this. This is not right. They are killing people. This is murder. It is murder. And these are just innocent civilians. But, excuse me, the deaths occurred in 3 military drone strikes since August, 2 at a crowded market and another at a funeral, the right group said in a new report. This is just crazy and this is insane. Since becoming head of state after 22 coup, Captain Ibrahim Traore has focused on a strong security response in reclaiming swords of territory controlled by army groups affiliated with the Al-Qaeda and the ISIL group. But those affected have often been criticized as heavy-handed, and the HRW report have been the latest instance of criticism. This is just crazy. I think Kapsi is asking, are you talking about the Zionists? No. Did I mention about the Zionists? No, I'm not talking about the Zionists. But HRW said it interviewed dozens of witnesses between September and November 2023 and analyzed photographs, videos, and satellite images. The Burkina Faso military used one of the most accurate weapons in its arsenal to attack large groups of people, causing the loss of numerous civilians' lives in violation of the law of war, the New York-based group said in its report. The drone strikes violated laws of war, prohibitions against the attacks, and do not discriminate between civilians and military targets, and were apparent war crimes, it added. And this is just sad. It is very sad. A series of drone attacks targeted on civilians. We can just say this is targeted on civilians because it is only civilians who are dying. We don't even have one terrorist dying. It is only civilians. This a series of drone attacks targeted on civilians. And this is so bad. It is so bad. And this is so bad, especially coming from Burkina Faso, knowing very well that Ibrahim Traore is the leader of the military in Burkina Faso, and you cannot now conquer the nation with killing people. You know that. You cannot. It is not right, and this needs to stop. But maybe, also you can, it's right to see things in another different way, because this is now the group reporting about this, it's a New York-based group. You might find that this is just a propaganda to say that Traore violated a certain rule or a certain law. Yes, it can be propaganda being used to associate Traore with murder. Because one, we've seen that Traore is one of the biggest or one of the greatest leaders right now in Africa. So, and we have seen the number of assassinations he has escaped. Even last week, we had an attempted assassination. They have tried to assassinate this man more than 5 times. So you might see that this is a war against or a targeted to Traore. But at the end of the day, I don't support using drone attacks or airstrikes where they are civilians. But at the end of the day, it's also to look at the other side of the story. But anyway, my people, we're taking a short commercial break. Remember to keep it the Black Hot Fan Network. Thank you, Brand Trevor, and to all the others who are with me on the radio station. Keep it the Black Hot Fan Network. Remember, I'll be back with more news and updates, and also get to continue with our show.
Windy Springs Water Refill Station. Quench your thirst the sustainable way with Windy Springs Water Refill Station. Are you in search of pure, refreshing drinking water that's both convenient and affordable? Look no further than Windy Springs Water. You gotta go to destination for premium purified drinking water. Call 0742-143869 to stay hydrated. 0742-143869 to stay hydrated. Located in the heart of Everett Center, opposite Quickmart Supermarket, Windy Springs offers variety of sizes to fit your hydration needs. Choose from 500 milliliters, 1 liter, 5 liters, 18.9 liters, and 20 liters, available to refill at incredible price of just 250 shillings. That's not all. Experience the convenience of doorstep deliveries. Just call 0742-143869 and Windy Springs will bring the freshness of pure drinking water right to your doorstep absolutely for free. Planning an event or a wedding, Windy Springs caters to all occasions. Ensure your guests are staying hydrated with our quality purified water. Making your special day even more memorable, call 0742-143869 for incredible deals. Stay refreshed, stay healthy with Windy Springs Water. Visit us today at Everest, Ongata Rongai, and stay hydrated.
Greetings and salutations, Master Duke Robinson, all the way in Switzerland. And tuning into the Black Fire Radio, and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Kachi.
Yes, welcome back. I see Branch Trevor is saying, remember Osama bin Laden was enticed by the leaders in the whole world. Now Traore is enticed too, but and I think this is what they are trying to do, because we've seen a series of assassination attempts. They have tried to assassinate Traore since he was or he became the leader in Burkina Faso. I think this is what they are trying to do, and they are trying to pin some mistakes on him, and to which that now this will lead to him being overthrown as the president of Burkina Faso. So I think this is what they are trying to do, but at the end of the day, we are not sure with that. But I told you it's okay, or it's so good to look at both sides of the story. It might be that the reason, and also it might be true that this military is maybe conducting airstrikes on civilians, of which is very, very wrong. But I see Brand Trevor is saying, but his conqueror will just come and assassinate him too. His conqueror? I don't think so. They will try. They will keep on trying. But I'm hoping that they will never be able to succeed on that, because right now Traore is the only leader we can call leader in Africa. This is the only person we can call a leader in Africa. The other ones are just puppets, you know. So at the end of the day, they are going to try. This is for sure. They are going to try. They are going to keep on trying. But I'm hoping that they will not succeed on this one. But I see Osinde Jr., Karibu Sana, and thank you very much for joining us. And as we get to continue with our show for today, there's something I mentioned about a suspect being arrested in South Africa. You remember some time back, this was last year, we announced a certain very big building was on fire and left, was it 77 people dead? And right now, there's a suspect or a man who is 29 years old that has been arrested, and the South African police have arrested a man suspected of starting the fire that killed dozens of people in a building in downtown Johannesburg last year. Police confirmed that arrest on Wednesday, a day after 29-year-old suspect told an inquiry into the fire that he was involved in starting it. And the man is expected to appear before Johannesburg court soon on charges of arson That's 75 counts of murder and 120 counts of attempted murder, police have said in a statement cited by the Reuters news agency. And the blaze on August 31st, 2023, ripped through the five-story Usindio building in Marshall Town in Johannesburg, inner city. And the building, which was once an apartheid pass-laws office and later a women's shelter, was then hijacked or taken over and used for illegal housing. Many of the victims of August blaze, including migrants from neighboring countries, were banned beyond recognition. Emergency services officials said at the time that most of the fire escapes in the building had locked or chained closed that night, making the blaze even deadlier. It's just crazy with how somebody would just wake up with an aim of killing people. And this is why we keep on telling people, stay vigilant and know where you are at. But sometimes these things are just happen. You don't know even how they happen, but they just happen. But at the end of the day, I hope now this man will face whatever he needs to face, because at the end of the day, 77 lives are not few. Imagine 77 people died because of that fire. And also, I'd love even to know what caused this man to cause the fire in that building. I see, okay, I see X in the building. Shout out to you, X, and thank you very much for joining me. And Karibu Sana. And to all those who are with me, shout out to Pato as well, Karibu Sana. And as we get to continue, I also mentioned something in Ghana, and this is about six people who have been sentenced to death, including soldiers, and 6 Ghanaian among 3 military personnel have been sentenced to death by hanging for their role in a coup conspiracy that unfolded 3 years ago. There was a heavy security deployment outside the High Court in Accra during the sentencing on Wednesday, and the historic case marks Ghana's first treason trial since 1996, the year of overthrow of a post-independent leader, Kwame Nkrumah. The individuals apprehended in 2021 while experimenting with the weapons in the capital city, Accra, with an alleged intent to overthrow the government, have been sentenced following a highly publicized trial that's captivated the entire nation. So this was still the time of this Nana Akufo-Addo, and these people tried to tried to overthrow Nana Akufo-Addo, but unfortunately they were unable. Guys, if this is so bad because these people were doing the right thing. Of course, Nana Akufo-Addo is not the best leader for Ghana, but now they didn't have the right planning. Now they are going to be killed. Imagine in broad daylight, they are going to be killed for doing what is good for the Ghanaians. Because I believe, if this man was overthrown, right now maybe Ghana would be in better hands. And we've talked about how Ghana is doing economically, even financially. It's not at a good place. But we have people who tried to help the country. They tried, I call this trying to help the country. If you see people planning a coup, they are trying to help the country. Like here in Kenya, if we had people trying to overthrow our president, these people are trying to help us together with the country. So these people didn't have the right planning, and they were caught. Unfortunately, these people have been charged with the treason, and they are going to be hanged. They are going to be killed in front of everyone. This is so sad to me, because these people are doing the right thing, but without the right planning. And now they will have to face the consequences of doing this. And now the military or the army people, the 3 army personnel, are going to be, it's like now betraying your country. This is why they have been charged with a treason. Remember when you become a military, you take an oath. So they are going to be killed in front of everyone. And this is so bad because these people don't deserve to die. They were rescuing the Ghanaians, and I believe the Ghanaians have all the right to protest and demonstrate against their their murdering or their life sentence. But at the end of the day, I don't know what the Ghanaian people think, but at the end of the day, I think these people are just doing the right thing for the people of Ghana, and the Ghanaian people cannot just see this. But but among the accused, has killed gunsmith, and despite the gravity of the charges, the group maintained their plea of not guilty throughout the proceedings. Defense lawyers said they would appeal against the ruling in the Supreme Court, and the three other people, including a senior police officer and two military officers, were acquitted. The court found the six guilty of high treason and conspiracy to commit high treason. The men were arrested with locally manufactured guns, improvised explosives devices, and AK-47 rifles, according to the court documents. This is just insane. You are just trying to help your country back, but now you end up dying. It's so bad. It is so bad because I believe these people are doing this for the good of the people of Ghana, but at the end of the day, they were not able to bring out the whole plan the right way. And the state prosecutor said the group had planned to organize protests ostensibly to topple President Nana Akufo-Addo's government ahead of 2020 general elections. And the court said it found the evidence against the men, including intercepted communications and testimonies, compelling. And Attorney General Godfrey Yelba Dame, who led the prosecution, praised the court verdict as significant. The Constitution of Ghana as the fundamental law of the country, which has sustained the stability of the nation, frowned seriously upon any attempt to overthrow government, Mr. Dame said. And this is how these people, we are going to lose these people who are just innocent. These people are just innocent. I feel for them, and I feel for them, seriously. I feel for them because these people, they were just trying to save the people of Ghana. If you find something, if you find someone plotting a coup against a government, this is a person who is trying to rescue you together with the nation. Like right here, if you find somebody that trying to plot a coup against the Ruto's government, this is somebody who is thinking about Kenyans and the life of the people in the country. But imagine now these people are going to die just because they were not able to work out their plan as planned. Imagine just because they got caught. This is why you are told if you're a thief, just steal and don't get caught. Imagine these people right now. They are going to be hanged. Man, this is so sad. Hello to you too, General Mosquito. And I see Trevor is saying, when Kenya reach to that point of hanging opposition, it means that I don't think these people are opposition. Yes, they are opposing the government, but they are not the opposition of the government or of the country. But at the end of the day, I don't think, we actually removed this punishment some time back. So I don't think it will be back soon. Even we've had so many African leaders that have been accused or charged with treason, but they don't end up getting hanged. So at the end of the day, I don't think it will get to that point because we actually abolished it some other time. It's not even like 5 years ago. It's not 5 years ago. So I'm not sure if it will return, but at the end of the day, I don't think it will ever work for Africans. But anyway, Moving on to other different matters, let's get to the main focus of the day. And this is about our country, Kenya. And, this makes me so sad to know that we are exporting kerosene to Saudi Arabia, while in the country it is being sold at high rates. I remember some time back, or when I was a kid, my mom would send us kerosene even for 20 shillings. It was almost half a liter. But right now, it's actually almost 100 Kenyan shillings. It's just crazy. But anyway, Kenya has been exporting its jet fuel. Jet fuel is just like kerosene. Kenya has been exporting jet fuel to Saudi Arabia and Tanzania, and actually they have been doing this at a high level. And this is why I believe Kenyans are forced to buy kerosene at an expensive rate. But shout out to Davy, and Kenya has seen its export of kerosene-style jet fuel to Tanzania and Saudi Arabia spike in the last year. A report by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics has shown. The latest report tracking the quarterly balance of payments indicated that the kerosene jet fuel export to Tanzania accounted for the recent spikes in exports across the African countries. African countries. And during the third quarter of 2023, the report showed that Kenya's exports to the African continent stood at 119.7 billion Kenyan shillings, which accounted for 44.4% of the Kenya's overall export earnings. And remarkably, there was an increase in earnings from exports to Uganda, that is 27.7%, Tanzania, that is 32.1%, and South Sudan, that is 64.4%, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, 78.6%. Specifically, there was an increased domestic export of cement, clinkers to Uganda, lubricants, and food preparations to South Sudan, wheat flour, food preparations, and the preparations of organic surface active agents in Democratic Republic of Congo, 78%. Okay, I lost that. Democratic Republic of Congo, and the re-exports of kerosene-type jet fuel to Tanzania, read the report in part. So, Kenyans, we have been exporting our kerosene to Saudi Arabia and Tanzania, but leaving Kenyans buying kerosene at an expensive price. This doesn't make sense, because if you're trying to create money, or if you're trying to now earn something from the maybe foreign exchange or maybe foreign income, you must make sure that your people are not suffering first. I believe what happens in Kenya: corruption and greed. It's greed. This is greed. They think, or they know that now if we export this, we are going to get much money than if we sell it in our country. So this is why they opt to export it rather than use it in the country or sell it in the country, and leave Kenyans buying the little kerosene that has been left at a very expensive price. And this is so bad. It is so bad. But our government right here, it's led by greed. It's led by greed, and this is why we even have the no visa entry thing not working, because even the foreigners are like, what is happening in Kenya? So they are tired of stealing from their people. Right now, they are even stealing from the foreigners. This is what is happening. But anyway, in Asia, Kenya's exports also posted an improvement, with the jet fuel re-exported to Saudi Arabia, and overall exports to Asia increased by 30.3% from 53.9 billion Kenyan shillings in the third quarter of 2022 to excuse me, to 70.2 Kenyan shilling to 70.2 billion Kenyan shillings in a similar quarter of 2023. The value of exports to Asia increased by 30.3% from 53.9 billion Kenyan shillings in the third quarter of 2022 to 70.2 billion Kenyan shillings. And domestic exports of tea to Pakistan got okay. The value, okay, I read that, and that is okay. In the third quarter of 2022 to 70.2 billion Kenyan shillings in a similar quarter of 2023, largely on account of increase in domestic exports of tea to Pakistan, goat meat, and the United Arab Emirates, and re-export of kerosene-type jet fuel to Saudi Arabia, added the statement. It's just crazy with how we even export the resources we have, we exhaust for our people, and then we need to re-import again. We exported, but now we need to import for our people to have something to consume. It's just crazy and doesn't make sense, but it's the greed with our leaders. In general, Kenya imported 156 billion Kenyan shillings worth of processed fuel and 4 billion Kenyan shillings worth of primary fuel, and exported 3.7 billion Kenyan shillings worth of processed fuel and 54 million Kenyan shillings worth of primary fuel. Kenya imports unrefined fuel and re-exports the jet fuel to other countries after it undergoes processing. For now, Super Petrol retails at 207.36 Kenyan shillings, diesel at 196.47 Kenyan shillings, and kerosene at 194.23 Kenyan shillings. And Kenya imports unrefined, and okay, I read that, and the exports comes amid high prices of local petrol and diesel that have pushed the cost of living through the roof. It's just crazy with the greediness we have in the Kenyan industry, where everybody wants to eat, where everybody wants a cut of everything, and this is why our country is not growing. You know, we have people eating, we have people being corrupt, and also we have people taking loans. What is the fate of Kenya, by the way? What is the fate of our nation? Right now, we have at a place that we're supposed to be paying back the IMF, but we don't even have the money. What is going to happen? What do you think that is going to happen? You know, we're supposed to be paying this loan in April, and this is $25 billion. Where are we going to get it? Are we going to take another loan to pay this money back, or what is going to happen? Anyway, family, we shall wrap it up right there. Asanteni sana for keeping it the Black Hot Fire Network. Thank you, Brant, and to the rest of the silent listeners we've had in the building. Thank you very much for engaging with me and also joining into the conversation. And to all those who are with me on the radio station, Asanteni sana as well. I hope you have enjoyed our today's conversation, and I'm hoping to see you later on the Word of the Streets. I see Sincere Grace is saying hello, everyone. Hello to you too, Grace. And you came in late. We're actually leaving, but anyway, Asante sana for joining us. Please make sure you follow us and don't leave without following. Thank you very much, Baba Shiko. Thank you very much for following us, and I hope you did get to enjoy our show for today. Thank you very much, Grace, and to all the silent listeners. Go ahead, really enjoy the rest part of your day. I'm leaving you with this jam. This was Gangsta Party. The jam is done by Taylor Mill. I hope you get to jam and to eat.
Italians.
Robinson all the way in Switzerland.
Yeah.
The Fire Radio and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Tati.
You know. Yeah. Sitaki stress, labda dishi na matresi tu. Moshi mingi macho zinakuwa chinku. Nishaje clean pako mbili tu za kondi ko. I see through the lines ukitaka doza pitu. Rende wrong game long kwenye so.
Randu nasema I wish you could ukija the whole day. Hey, the whole day is impossible, man.
The game on hapa haya echelon is the slim black king on the throne. I'm back kinging. Leo dry baby hakuna cha mixer. 19 I could be your fixer. Nice to meet your sister. Mindo mister na vile warombosa akinitapata blister. Nafaa kwenda nani sahi. Usifusi buda hi-fi. Bariki msinga kwanza kati bai. Ni kudance paka shoke yake misikai. Kama ni maji. Kama ni shash. You know. Leo ni kuspill drinks ni konyagi ama heni ni tika mebebea jirani majameni.